Weekend. I'm Alex White with Kenny White for Odds Checker. It's the NFL Divisional Round. We're taking a look at the Sunday night game, the AFC matchup, the Buffalo Bills at Kansas City. Now, the Chiefs are favored by 1.5. The total on that game is 54.5. First, I want to take a look at the coaching matchup. Do you see any edge? We have Sean McDermott and Andy Reid.
Well, I've seen a little bit of an edge to Andy Reid, obviously with all the experience that he's had. He's been to the Super Bowl. He's won a Super Bowl. A little bit of Andy Reid. But the one good thing for the Bills is Andy didn't have 2 weeks to prepare for this game. Now, Sean McDermott, I think, learned a lot in his fifth year now with Buffalo. He was a defensive coordinator before at Carolina for 6 years, also with the Eagles under Andy Reid. So that's very interesting. These guys know each other very, very well, but I will give the edge to Andy Reid. And I said Sean McDermott learned a lot this year. He beat Bill Belichick twice in Foxborough and then in the playoffs. And I think he did a much better coaching job. He got out-coached in game one in the wind game where the Patriots won 14-10. But I think Sean McDermott made the adjustments that he needed to make in the next two wins. So, yeah, McDermott really coming along as a head coach. But we'll go with Andy Reid here as a slight edge. Nothing to the point spread, though.
Yeah, the Bills did put together almost a perfect football game against the Patriots and then find themselves facing the Chiefs. But these two, they played each other already this season in week 5. The Bills won that one 38-20. Are there any trends that you found?
Boy, I tell you that going into Arrowhead and winning 38-20, they were dominating that day. And Kansas City started out the season on a good note, but then started to fall apart. And this is one of those games after this game, the offense started to fall apart. In that first contest, Josh Allen, 15 for 26, 315 yards. He ravaged that secondary, but they did get a lot better since that time. Allen also ran for 59 yards and 11 carries in that game. Patrick Mahomes, 33 for 54, 272 yards and threw 2 touchdowns, but he did throw 2 interceptions as well. His rushing numbers, 61 yards on 8 carries. So again, both these guys like to use their legs, and I think you're going to see both these guys get out of the pocket, run quite a bit in this football game. So I'll take that away from that very first matchup.
Great stuff if you're looking for prop bets. Now, I like the Bills, and I was on Odds Checker, and I saw the Bills +3 -137, but I also saw +3.5 -155. Which one's the better bet?
I saw that at Sugar House as well, because I'm looking to take the Bills and get as many points as I can. Now, 3 is such a key number. You said +3 -137 or +3.5 -155. So they're only charging you 18 cents to get the hook. And that's a big hook at -3.5. I think that number is worth about 35 cents. So yeah, grab the 3.5, Alex, go in that direction and lay the little extra money. It'll be well worth it in the long run.
All right, I'm going to do that from Sugar House. We're both on the Bills. Let's talk about the total. It is 54.5.
Yeah, there's both these teams very, very offensive minded. We've seen that just last week, watching how Buffalo and Josh Allen went up and down the field, and then Patrick Mahomes shut out in the first quarter against Pittsburgh, but then really started to dial it up. That first meeting, 38-20. Again, this is another game. The total is high for a reason. 2 very good quarterbacks, 2 great offenses, 2 great quarterbacks, 2 great offenses. So I think they go up and down. I think this matches kind of the Tampa Bay Rams game, where when one team scores, the other team has to score. You do not want to fall that far behind in a game like this. So I kind of looked at Odds Checker myself, looking at those adjusted point spreads, and I looked for the highest total I could find. I found 60.5, and it's +$2 right now at Fox Bet. So that's kind of a key number, 31.30. I think 61 is a better number, comes up a little bit more than 60. Those numbers don't come up a lot, obviously, because it's such a high-scoring game. But I could see these two getting that high. So I took that value and went over the big number.
Okay, Odds Checker, make sure you go there. You'll get all the sportsbook odds, and you can make your own choice. Sunday evening game, January 23rd, Buffalo Bills at Kansas City. I'm Alex White with Kenny White for Odds Checker. We'll see you next time.